Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, PSL. And good evening to all points in between. This is SBC Tuesday Talk for October 19th, 2021. And I am your host and head cook, head chef, culinary expert, Mr. Michael A. Walker. Glad to have y'all with us here on this fine Tuesday evening. Glad that y'all can make it. Glad we have a pretty packed show tonight. We're going to have a nice time and hopefully, and oh yes, we're going to give y'all an opportunity to join us. I'm going to put the link, the StreamYard link in the comment section and pin it. And y'all can join in if you want to. Be part of the panel if you like. However, I do have a co-host tonight. And again, and y'all know who she is, though. So put your seatbelts on, though. And she already started. When she came in the studio, I said, oh, boy, only her. No one else. No one else but her. So here's y'all favorite sister. Here she are from Sacramento, California. From the here she go, Josie. Hey, Josie, how you doing?
Spirit fingers. Hey, y'all. Huggies.
So I like your hair.
Yes, Don, I got to get as much out of it as I can. They charge me a pretty penny. So I got to, don't let me feel down and irritated today. I got to change up. I got to do something to spice it up.
Things are good. You know, my cat.
Hey, what's happening? Is it me?
Oh. I don't know how y'all can hear us anything. Oh, just give a few minutes. Just can you hear me?
I hear like off and on. Is it me or is it you? I don't know.
No, it's my internet provider. It's my internet provider.
It's not me this time. All right, good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, folks. It's my internet provider. They want it. I'm trying not to be frustrated, but they wait till we get ready to start broadcast to start acting a nut. So y'all pray for us. Y'all pray for us as we do this, though. Wow, this is.
You good now? You good now?
Yeah, I am not a. I'm not a happy person right now. So anyway,
they tried to throw a glitch in the program, monkey wrench, but you tightened it up. You good?
Okay, it's back better. I'm sorry, y'all, but if I have a meltdown, just pray. Okay. Anyway, like I said, though, I'm gonna give y'all a chance to participate. We're gonna put the StreamYard link in the comment section, and we'll go from there. So we're gonna do the little salutations first, and we got a bunch of them too. So Marcus, glad to have you here. Christine, yes, Christine, she was on Shoot Your Shot. Glad to have you here. Jewel Mendoza, glad to have you here. I think you're a first timer. Yes. To all newcomers,
please like and subscribe to Facebook. Yes. Single Black Christian Facebook and Mike Walker, SBC YouTube.
Yes. Thank you. Angel Mazin, good evening, SBC and SBCC. Thank you. Katie from Arizona, glad to have you here. Teresa, give me my ice cream.
Rhonda
from Florida, yes. Leslie from Beham. Yeah, Marcus, whoa, Joe said, oh, we still got a bunch of them. We're going to get you. Yeah, let's pray. Hopefully this show will go on, though. Yes, that Wi-Fi. Okay, well, okay. Angela Matson, the hair looks great, though. Okay. Oh, the hair. Okay, yeah, good evening. Just said good evening. Okay, then. We good. We are good. So, Joe, you ready?
I was ready.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and what? Share. Okay, let's go. The first one. The first topic we're hitting on is it your fault that you made bad relationship choices? Is it your fault? SBC, SBCC, Joe said, myself. Is it your fault? Is it our fault that we made bad relationship choices? And this is how I came up with this topic for the night, though.
Oh, boo.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna give Sunday. And I'm definitely gonna ask for some credit. Joe,
You coming in? You coming
this is
back in?
crazy. This is crazy.
You coming back in? Jesus,
Oh,
fix
man.
it, Jesus. In the name of Jesus, fix it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm, mm, mm.
You coming back in?
I'm coming back in. They want to do this so bad. Man, I am. Right now, I'm kind of steaming right now. So, okay. Okay. Folks, I am so sorry. Well, it's not my fault, though. It's my internet provider. And yeah.
Sometimes it be like that, man. Sometimes it be like that, Mike. You be in an imperfect world.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We got some more folks. Yeah, sometimes we can. Jenna said sometimes we can miss red flags. Yeah. Again, I was trying to say, and again, y'all pray out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh how did I come up with this? It was a post in SBCC, and it went and it goes like this, y'all. And this crazy right here. And it says, he says this, I didn't say this. Any black woman that does not take the time to understand her brothers and father within her family will always make bad choices when it comes to marriage. Let me read this again. Any black woman that does not take the time to understand her brothers and father within her family will always make bad choices when it comes to marriage.
Ooh, my goodness.
Joe, take a stab at it.
Mm-hmm. Where they come, it done made me want to pull my wig off. I don't know where that person came from with that. But I'm gonna try and keep it with a positive response. You know what I'm saying? I would say any woman that does not get to know herself and God can make bad choices when it comes to marriage. You know, and that has nothing to do with black women, white women, Caucasian, you know, whatever. Any woman can make bad choices if you don't know yourself. You have to get to know yourself and build a relationship with God in order to make better choices, because that's where praying for discernment comes in at. So, and outside that, because I'm gonna try to push that whatever comment to the side. Oh no, we here.
Yeah. I hear you, unless you're freezing. Oh boy, we
So
had.
that whoever, whatever that post was, I'm gonna that on out to the side because I don't too much care for it. So I'm trying to stay on a positive note. So I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna hit the question directly. Is it your fault that you made bad relationship choice? is it my fault that I made bad relationship choices? Now, when I look at the choices that I've made in the past when it comes to relationship, I've never been married before. I did make the choice to not get married because I didn't choose the right person, and I knew that, but I have to look at, it's neither here nor there about making a bad choice, and not it's about did I learn from it. Yes, I've made some bad choices, and at the same time, I've been presented some stuff that wasn't true. The falsery. Men coming fake and falsery, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes I saw red flags and I chose to ignore them. Sometimes I tried to change the red flag. Sometimes, so that was my choices. You know what I mean? That was my experience. I don't know if you want to call it an experiment, but it could have been me experimenting. I think I could change him. That was my fault. I can't change nobody. Maybe I think that if I have this baby, he might change, and that was my fault. That baby was not gonna change and make him a better person or me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes as I got older, I started learning like, hey, wait a minute. I need to build a relationship with God. So when God tells me this is not the right person, I need to follow what God is telling me. And when I don't, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? I have to be accountable for the things that I did and the choices that I made. And any relationship that goes bad, it's not just because of one person. There's two that play parts in that. It took two people to get into a relationship. So, and nobody is perfect. You know what I mean? So I have to look at, okay, what was my part in this? So that I could learn to grow from it. What was my part? Forget him and his flaws, because he may never learn. And that was in the past. You know what I'm saying? And that's with any person, anybody, any female, whatever the case may be. It's not up to me to make them learn. It's up to me to forgive and for me to learn. So the bad choices that I made, I learned from those bad choices. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna leave that one right there. But I'm sorry. God forgive me, but whoever said that, made that comment, that was their opinion, and they are entitled to their opinion. But you need to get closer to Jesus.
You know what? Let me read some of these comments. Teresa says some may not have brothers or a father figure at home, and and you don't. But don't like that.
I don't have any brothers at all. It's just me and two sisters.
Jenna Morgan says, I don't agree with that statement. I made some bad choices. Had nothing to do with me knowing my father. Shoot, my dad told me not to date a few of them. I was hard-headed. Oh, I got some for y'all. Devon Stripling, I've been married before, and I think we can ignore the red flags. Okay. Tanya Carr says, changing to God will and not man.
Changed into God's will, not man.
Teresa, I have ignored red flags. And I think most of us has. Tiffany Murphy, I believe that we are a product of experiences and lessons which guide us in our choices. I don't believe it's our fault, end quote, but we are accountable for those choices that were based off what we knew, life lessons and experiences. And the lessons and said choices, we live and we learn, right? Okay, and Devonna Stipling, right, it takes two in a relationship. Learn your own flaws and grow from them so you don't make it again. Y'all coming in tonight. I like this. Tanya, I thank God for my bad choices because I learned from them.
Right.
And we do. Now, some people don't. Some people don't, but some of us do. But again, bad choices can help us in the long run too. If we, take, Tia says truth. I can't control the other person, but I can learn and grow from my life experiences.
So I just, and because I don't know, the whole comment kind of, if I take the comment and turn it around and ask whoever it was that posted that question. Now they are in a singles group, they're obviously single, so they have made some bad choices in their past relationships. So would they say that you didn't get to learn your mother and your sisters, and that's the reason why the men make bad choices?
That's it has to go both ways like that,
I mean,
Joe.
don't just put it out there towards us. Turn it back
Mm-hmm.
towards yourself, because you in a singles group too. So hey, come on, how's your relationship with your mom and your sisters? And look at the bad choices that you've made because you in a singles group. Well, I guess you're single, but I don't know who put that statement up there. But Jesus, fix it.
Okay, wait, hold up, come on. Yeah, but again, it goes both ways. You know, you got to learn. You have to learn your sisters and your mother. I mean, if that's applicable, though. You know, if that's applicable. And Tiffany Murphy says, "Oh, we all learn from poor choices at some point. Some people just take the entire lives to learn those lessons."
And that's not my business. That's not my, if they don't learn, they don't learn. That's between them and God. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I pray for God to teach me through, I pray for God, help me to learn, help me to look at my flaws. God, help me to man.
I understand that. So, like I said, though, and again, we got the link in the comment section if you want to join us and have a few comments and what have you. And right now, we, like they say in Radio Land, we have Marcus on the line. We'll bring him on momentarily. Well, we'll bring it right now. How you doing,
Hey,
Marcus?
all right.
Oh, Josette. I'm glad you didn't wear the red nose because you're not clowning around with those statements there, sister. I totally agree with you.
Thank you.
So, Marcus, what's your take on this? On what the fella said, on this gentleman said?
Oh man, you see what I'm just doing right now. My face palm emoji. That's the face palm emoji. I'm thinking like, uh, should he just say that to himself? Should she say that about himself, not just all the black women? I mean, that's kind of chauvinistic. That is very chauvinistic to the point, anyway. And just like Josette said, um, to answer the question truthfully, is it my fault that I made bad relationship choices? I would think so, because based on my experience, anyway, a few years back, and I know I explained this time and time again about my ex-girlfriend, I didn't even see the red flags. I wasn't paying attention. My radar wasn't even on. Uh, because because one person looks great and looks all fine and beautiful on the outside does not necessarily mean you don't have the red flags or radar paying attention on the inside anyway. So it's kind of an inside out job here. I mean, just because the old saying goes, there's always a fool's gold in this situation here. It's fool's gold. So basically, based on my trajectory, plain and simple, I had to put a lot of blame on myself, but not too much blame. But it's a two-way street. Love is always a two-way street to me personally, anyway. Sometimes you got to pay attention to me, but sometimes you have to pay attention to the person that you are willing to try to take a risk with. In my case here.
I understand that, though. I understand. And I don't know. Sometimes, and like Joe just said in the beginning, it takes two people to make a relationship. And I don't care how much you know that your mother or your father, half of the relationship is going to be contingent on what your partner is going to do. You know, I could learn from my mother and my late sister and what have you, all I can. But if the woman I'm going to be with is not going to do right, then what good that's going to do?
Yeah.
You know, I can learn from here. The kingdom come, though. And the same thing for a woman. She can learn from her brother, father, male cousins, grandpa, aunt, whatever. It's not going to do any good. And then especially if you got ones who are not good examples.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, who are not good examples. They could be whoremongers. They could be doing this or that. They could be abusive. You know, they could be unsavory characters, so to speak, though. Joe, go ahead, Joe.
That's a good vocabulary word.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jose.
So if
Unsavory.
I look at like back when I was young, see, I'm 48, right? And I've learned a lot throughout the years. So if I look at my mother, right, and the characteristics of my mother and how trying to learn from, there's characteristics and character defects that I gained from her. So my mother got a mouth on her. She hollers, she screams, she throws stuff. You know, that was when I was a kid. So I took that as, you know, in my early 20s, because I didn't know any better. That's how I was raised. That's what I saw, and that was what I did. That was how I responded in the same way that she did. You know what I'm saying? Because that was all I knew. But as I grew older and I started to learn and I started to build a different kind of relationship with God, and then, you know, once I put the liquor down, because see, the liquor was a lot of the problem for me too. You know what I mean? I got into some relationships that was just, I was a drunken fool. And when, you know, so anyway, moving on. But as I got clean and not drinking, then I was able to learn, hey, that is my character defect. That's my character defect, not my mother's anymore. It's mine. So the way that I respond to that other person in the relationship is very important. That's based on me. And I've had to go back and say, hey, you know, I apologize for the way that I said those things to you, but I was sincere in the fact of meaning that you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? So the presentation is differently, but at the time I presented things based on what I learned from my mother. Like my sister, she has domestic violence issues. Every boyfriend that she been with, she beat him up. And you know, that was because my sisters are older than me. So I thought that was so when I look, what I learned from them is that they are not the ones for me to learn how to build a healthy relationship with. I had to make a choice to learn how to build a relationship by removing my mother and my father and my sisters from the situation of what they taught me mentally. You know, but it was upon me to learn to grow. So I can't fault somebody else for my adult decisions. We learn, we grow from that.
Right.
I understand. Devonna Stiflin says, I think whoever wrote that maybe had a bad experience with a sister who perhaps did not know how to articulate themselves. Tiffany says, two people with two sets of experiences and lessons coming together. Two different sets of exposure to life relationships and what love was taught to them as. That's a relationship. It's all about communication that sparks growth, whether that's together or apart. And Danya says this again. It's not fair that whoever wrote that statement to put all black women, and you know what? That's true. He didn't say women. He just said what? All black women.
Black women.
So
chauvinistic.
Okay, y'all. In a circle, that if we don't have a good relationship with their brother and father, that we as sisters can't have positive marriage or they will not work. Let's look at character, how someone see themselves, etc. And you know what? I'm glad you pointed that out, Devanya. Because again, that's a case of a black man not supporting the black woman. You know,
they're bitter. They're very bitter.
We already
very bitter. They're bitter against black women that maybe they've had relationships in. They're bitter against their sisters and they're bitter against their own mother.
And that's what makes it bad. He didn't say it doesn't make it less wrong if he had said all women. Okay, but he had to pick on the sisters, though.
Well,
You know, that lets you know that he has problems, and he makes it bad for the brothers that appreciate, our black women, though. So that's really that's not good. That's not good at all. And she said correct. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, what he did was
Yes.
let people see into a little piece of his mind and his heart.
Mm-hmm.
So he, thank you for saying that, because you just presented a red flag for yourself, and I'm glad I'm running the other direction if somebody like that was to approach me. But Mike, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, Mike. You only give us an hour here. Now let's move on from that, because you got some other good topics, because whoever that person is, they need some prayer. They're Jesus. Yes, because let's not talk about that one too much, because he ain't on. We already know that person ain't on the right page. Sorry, Jesus, forgive me, Lord.
No,
I know. What happened to Marcus? Oh, yeah. I told you this internet been acting crazy.
He got excited and accidentally hit the eject button.
I'm gonna try to find him and get him.
Come on back, Marcus. Come on back.
Joe said, let me read these comments though. Joe said, God used you to break the generational chain. I like that.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
I know some folks who come from amazing homes that did not have successful marriages. Just as I know some who come from non-traditional homes have vowed to be good spouses and hold to that and have successful marriage. And his insecurities. And was he invited to this topic tonight? You know what? He wasn't. I won't even lie about it, but I hope he's watching.
Can we forward this to him after? Maybe he could learn a little something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, like you said, boss, you said move on. So I don't argue with people with blue hair. So, they ain't gonna hurt me though. Wait, I want to put this right. It's a comment I want you to see. Wait, hold up. Forget it. But they complimented your bow tie. So, okay, so let's move on to the next one though. Let's move on. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget that. So let's go on. As you know, single parenting, it can be tough. If you're a man or if you're a woman, if you're a single parent, it's tough in itself as is. Then you want to bring in the dating situation. What happens then? Sometimes it's easy to date if you have kids. Depends on how old they are. Sometimes it isn't. And again, here's another one from SBCC. And I'm afraid to put this one up here, though, because we may have to call the National Guard, all branches of the military and everything. So here it goes. Here it goes. You ready, Joe? Okay. So when I date single mothers, they always say my child comes first. And I get that to a degree, But you do realize your kids will be grown one day and have their significant other, and you want to be first. So with that said, dating single moms is hard.
That's that person's experience, man. I don't know.
But wait, there's more. He had a second post. Women with kids seem to be the most difficult for me. I understand your child is your top priority, but your kids will eventually be grown one day and have their significant other, and you want to be their top priority. Let that sink in. So that's what, yeah.
I wonder if that person has kids.
That make you wonder right there.
I wonder if they have kids. I wonder how old they are and if they have kids.
Wait, I want to say this. Tiffany said, it was me. That bow tie is giving me life, and I want a skirt in that pattern. Okay.
Oh, the rest of my outfit is like this.
Okay. But folks out there in SBC land, SBCC, what do you say about that? Yeah. Do they have kids?
Yeah. I just wonder if they have kids. I think that depending on the age group, you're gonna end up meeting a man or a woman and they're gonna have kids. The older the older you are, the more of a chance that's gonna be. You know what I mean? I don't know, Mike. What is the average age group for our group, for the group? Is it over 30, under 30?
Over 30, around between maybe the ages 35 to 65 plus.
Yeah, see that age group right there, you're gonna run into people with kids. I don't know. It's a topic that I'm going through right now. But my kids are 14, 17, and 26. The 26-year-old is in her own relationship and she lives in another state right now, and I don't hinder her in her relationships. I didn't really I didn't really have a serious relationship when my kids were younger because I was focused on raising my kids. When my kids were younger, I did a lot of juggling between keeping my drug addiction secret and raising my kids. That was what, because for me it was so hard to do alone that it pushed me into this whole other world. But it's difficult to have kids and try to date, period. I don't know about that comment from that person. They I don't know, that's their opinion and their past experience or whatever. But there's a sense of respect for your kids and then respect for the person that you're dating. And then what level at when we're at, are we dating? And it's a difficult thing to do because my kids are used to a one-parent household. That's me, and they don't want to bring anybody else into the situation. But I don't know. It's a tough situation. I like to hear from a bunch of other people on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And like I said, if you're a single parent out there, male or female, just let us know in the comment section, or you see the link to StreamYard, just click on it and join us.
Come on in the room.
Yes.
Talk about it.
I'm trying to get Marcus back. I'm trying to tell you, we just catching it today though, but we catching it and we got him. Okay. Glad to have you back, Marcus. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay. So Tiffany Murphy says, so you want to take precedent over the child. So if you and that girl you're dating have kids, you are saying you come before the kids. That sounds like it. That sounds like it to a degree.
I didn't fully understand can you put the statement up there again?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me try it one more time. Let me try and comprehend it one more time. Yep, let me put
You want to read it?
So when I date single mothers, they always say my child comes first. Okay, so I'm always saying my child. Okay, and I get that to a degree, but you do realize your kids will be grown one day and have a significant other, and you want to be first. So with that said, dating single moms is hard. You know what?
And read part two.
Women with kids seem to be the most difficult for me. I understand your child is your top priority, but your kids will eventually be grown one day and have a significant other, and you won't be their top priority. Let that sink in. I am going to say when I read that, this is what I thought. And it's probably way off to another field, and it's probably not even, I don't know. But that person is probably experiencing a hard time with women with kids because they are not presentable to the kids. So I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to say it like this. If I meet somebody and I don't want my kids to meet them, they not presentable enough to be around my kids. They got the pants sagging, they smoke weed, they drink, and they doing whatever, they're not fully Christian or whatever, then yes, I'm going to tell you, you know what? my kids come first. You can't come here. So that person needs to take a look at how are they presenting themselves to stop that mother to say, hey, I don't want you around my kids. That's what my feel of it is. So if that individual is always having problems with the mother because she has kids, then to stop pointing the finger at the mother. You got 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. Why is it that the mothers don't want you around? That's just my take on it.
I understand that. I understand. Marcus, you have anything?
The more I read that the first 3 sentences of that first quote, I'm thinking to myself, no. That's my simple 2-letter word for the day. It's a no. I had dated one woman before she had passed back in Memorial Day 2010. She had 2 kids. I did not get bothered by it. I didn't get bothered by it. I mean, I know I've gone on a couple of dates with a couple of women that have children themselves here. And yes, the kids is going to be your first priority over any person that you want to date, regardless if you're a straight or a lesbian, gay type of sexual relationship or any of that sort. But my mother always told me, no matter if I'm 8 or 18 or 38, she's going to look after me until the day she dies or until the day I die. All right, because that's what a mom's supposed to do. When you need a shoulder to cry on or need relationship advice when you go into the next level of your relationship. But in any aspect here, you can't obviously say that dating single moms is hard. It's not that hard. Not for me personally. Hey, not for me personally anyway. Hey, that's all I had to say about that one. And it's always, like I said before, kids will be kids no matter how you look at
them. Okay. No, I was giving thumbs up to Keena. She said she was watching on YouTube. She is watching via YouTube though. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, thanks to everybody who's watching on YouTube, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share on Facebook as well. And make sure you give Mr. Mike Walker SBC a subscribe notification.
And I redesigned the YouTube page. I gave it a whole makeover though. So y'all go check it out though, okay? Y'all go check it out. And so here we go. Read the comments, these wonderful comments. Jenna says, I don't think it's hard. There must be an understanding that the kids come with the package. Dates may have to be planned out, especially if the parent really is the sole single parent. Okay. I read what Teresa said. I don't have kids and I prefer not to date someone with kids under 18. Just my preference. I do like kids though. Okay. Tiffany Murphy. Wait a minute. That grammar shows that he may need to spend some time with that kid and their homework.
You know what, Tiffany? You are absolutely right. Because somebody must have failed English grammar classes anyway, right up in 8th grade or somewhere in the basic levels of English. Because I know I'm an outstanding English student way back when there. But Tiffany, thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
Okay, Ebony says this sounds like a person who wants to try and drop by unannounced. Just Netflix and chill and spend the night. Jelly. It sounds like he was jealous of the level of attention and affection he perceived the kids are getting, and that's dangerous right there. If he's, then that could lead to some big problems, especially if this leads to marriage. And there'd be the step kids. Oh man, that's not good right there. Angela Madison. Evangelist Madison says this. Sounds like he doesn't respect any type of boundaries, such as a single parent has to help with schoolwork, get kids ready for the next day, fix dinner and lunches, parent-teacher meetings, etc. The single parent's time may be a little limited, especially if she does not have a support system to help out. He may want too much time. Yeah, he may want to monopolize that time. Go ahead.
That was a huge concern for me, like dating somebody right now, even though my kids are like a little bit older. He doesn't have any kids, so he's never raised kids before. So to me, I feel like somebody else who doesn't have kids doesn't know the full aspect of what it takes to raise a child and to be there for them. Now, I raised my kids to be independent. So at this point in their life, like they're 14 and 17 or two at home. So I took years of my life. Like I quit my job. I volunteered at their school. I taught them how to cook. I played ding dong ditch on them to see what they would do. I taught them emergency stuff. You know what I'm saying? I did those things because I wanted to raise my kids so that they could be independent. I didn't want my son to be a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to, even though he still is, but I raised them to be independent so that at a time like right now, it's okay for me, which comes into the next topic that you're going to be bringing up. Like I go to my boyfriend's house over the weekend, and they're okay with that. I taught them how to cook. I taught them how to, which is probably illegal for some of y'all, but I took a lot of time out of my life during me being single, and I took a lot of time not dating anybody so that I could specifically raise my kids to take care of themselves so that they can be independent and self-sufficient, because I'm not raising no babies. And I knew that at a point I wanted to be married. I wanted to be able to be in a healthy relationship, including all of us, So, but yeah, I mean, I do. I went on a vacation for a whole week and my kids were fine by themselves. And I went to go see their older sister, and the boyfriend was there too. So you have to know what it is to be a parent in order to date a parent and really fully understand what it takes to be a parent. It's a lot of work, lot of work.
I understand that. Sister Stripling says, my opinion, kids come as a package with me. So you have to find your way of how you fit into that family. Be honest with yourself. If you don't want to date someone with kids, just don't. And don't make it complicated with your thoughts or insecurities or bad relationships. And Sean says, I think it's selfish to think that you should be a priority in the life of a single parent that you are dating, not married to, but dating. She will always be the mother to those children, but you could be a temporary option. And that's why sometimes some people are slow to let the person they're dating meet their children. Because then sometimes they might get attached. Things don't work out. Then there it goes. Wait a minute. Jenna says, my son definitely comes first. I'm going to definitely be sure about whom I bring around my baby, period. And she put a T on there, period. My son will always be my son. You may not make it to be my boyfriend or husband. I'm just saying. And fellas,
exactly. When you dating somebody, the person that I'm with right now still hasn't been in my house or spent full time with my kids because my kids are probably pickier than me when it comes to their mom. But they have the right to be so,
Irene says, I will only date a man if they don't have kids at home. My son is out of the house. Karen Minto, glad to have you here. My grandma always said, when a man will come into your life and then leave based on situation, your children will always be there for you no matter how old they are. True. For me, my children come first because parenting is my top priority. However, I will always make time for my partner. Okay. And y'all come. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, no, go ahead. Read
Okay.
this one from Keena.
Keena says it's a level of selfishness for me. Those kids you neglect and don't nurture because you are trying to live your best life will be the ones who make those end of life decisions.
Hey, I tell my kids that all the time. Y'all better push my wheelchair. I tell them I want spinners on my wheelchair. Don't you leave me hanging. Don't you leave me hanging. Now, another man,
well said.
Something happened to me and they be gone. Hey, come on, man. My kids is gonna be there. That's why. Come on, hey.
Okay, well said. And Rhonda says, all I can say is to each his own. Some women want a man to step in and take the place as the man. Some women want a relationship, but they'll chastise their own kids. And some women want the relationship, but outside of home. In other words, you never meet the kids. She go to your house, never hers. Okay, well, y'all ready for this next topic? And I think it's going to be the last topic.
Hey, let's do it.
Okay, so, and I know, Joe, you ready for this one, though?
I'm going to try not to take my wig off, but I don't know.
I think the blue is a good power color for you.
It's keeping me contained right now.
Okay, listen to this. Living together, the pros and cons. Now, about how many weeks was it? 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did the Living Together Tuesday Talk, and all hell broke loose.
Why?
And because they thought that we were encouraging living together, and we're not doing that now. We were just talking about it, and I didn't get to this part, so I'm gonna get to it tonight. Okay, this is gonna be it. Y'all can chime in. Living together, pros and cons. I'm gonna put this caveat out here, this disclaimer. I'm not trying to encourage this. I'm not trying to say this is right. We just putting this out here for discussion. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, y'all got that? So the pros and cons of living together. Okay. The first one, the pro. Your relationship may be deepened and enriched. Like cornmeal. It may be deepened and enriched. Anyone?
I had to throw the cornmeal out there. Now you got me thinking about frying some fish.
or frying some chicken.
Yeah, it's best deep and enriched now. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your relationship may be deepened and enriched. Who out there agree? Agree, disagree? Oh, really? Okay. So, that's good out there. Anybody out there agree? Just let us know. Say yes, I agree, or disagree, or what have you, though. So I'm gonna move on to the con, though. Now here's the con, folks. Without good support, you put your relationship at risk.
How so? Elaborate.
I forgot. All I know is these are the. I'm sorry, Joe.
Without good support, you put your relation. What kind of support? I don't need. You put your relationship at risk.
Okay. And Devon says she disagreed with that pro. Okay. And Angela says not frying fish. Yeah, I want some. Everybody wants some frying fish. Yeah.
Fish on Friday. It's got to be fish on Friday.
Yeah, fish gonna fry in the kitchen. Irene Warren says disagree. So wow, this is interesting though. Without good support, you put your relationship at risk. I wish I had wrote this down. What kind of good support though? How would you?
Maybe they mentioned without good support, you put it. Maybe they mentioned about living with somebody without having sex with them. You need support to not engage in actual intercourse when you're living with somebody. Maybe. I don't know. That ain't me. I don't believe so. Because when you mentioning without good support, I'm not fixing to be at my man's house and calling my home. Girl, what should I do? No.
Listen,
Not gonna happen.
Jelly got a good question. Okay. Do vacations count as temporary cohabitating?
You better go on that vacation, girl. I'm sorry. You better go on that vacation. I don't know if I wouldn't even. It does it count as temporary? There's too many big words. Vacation. Yes, I'm going.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that. Do vacations, Marcus.
But vacations is a good thing because you do get a little scrimpet of how that person lives.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, so that would be that. I don't see anything that would be a plus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Especially if you're on a vacation that like what I did recently. So he was in a room that had, you know, like an apartment. You know, it had the stove, the kitchen, and all that kind of stuff. So I was able to see how he cooked and kept it clean, different stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that was a benefit on my part. Now, if somebody's nasty, you definitely want to know. You don't want to wait to the last minute to find out the man nasty. Support from family and friends. Yeah, what is you? I don't want to. No, ain't no. Girl, should we take a shower together?
It's just saying. It depends. You can get comfortable in a relationship without marriage, whether living together or not. In separate rooms. No vacation. Vacations are great.
Yes.
How you know, Keena? Okay. If vacations can occur with two separate rooms, I'm just saying. Tam Antoinette, my grandmother always said to me, see me, know me, and to live with me are two different things.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Teresa said, okay, with vacation, but not moving in. Okay. So, okay. So, general consensus is that probably will go on vacation. And Keena says, keep your family and friends.
Keena, yes. What support system? I don't need no support system and from other people that ain't with nobody.
Okay, then. So we moving on, of course. Like, subscribe, and share. So the next pro is this: reducing your expenses can save you more money.
What that got to do with?
You know what y'all sharing on the bills?
I want to hear.
I didn't write this, so go ahead.
Go ahead, Joseph. You had that look. What you were supposed to say?
I ain't thinking about no expenses. I ain't living with no. I mean, you know. Well, they're definitely, when it comes to me, they're definitely going to find out that I'm not good at saving. So hopefully he is. And I mean, so,
listen, Teresa, I pay my old bills.
And that was my thought exactly. That
said I almost.
That was my thought exactly because Mike, put the next one up.
Marcus, you got anything to say?
Put the next one up.
What's the con on this one? What's the con on this one?
Here it go, y'all. Here it go. Y'all ready for the con? Okay, here it go. Here it go. What you save in money, you might lose in relationship quality. What you save in money, you might lose in relationship quality. Go ahead.
I'd rather sacrifice a bad relationship than to save money and then to just spend money left and right.
Homosexual must have come up with that one. Get out of here, Keena. Get back on timeout, Keena. Get back on timeout. Back in your corner.
Put him in the corner. Put him in the corner, Jose.
She knows she too right. She knows she too right.
Oh man, that can be a perk, but not every perk is benefit.
Yeah. Oh, it might have been. Yeah. Karen says. So what you save in money, you might lose in relationship quality. Maybe so. What you think?
I am so much of a giving person, and I don't value money as maybe as much as what I should. So I value the relationship and the I value the relationship. Like, I don't even know how to talk about money and relationship, mixing it together. I just don't know. I'm just not good at that. I make my own money. I'm grateful to be able to raise my kids alone on my one income. You know what I'm saying? And here's this other, because seeing somebody and they don't have kids and they have a much better income than I do. We don't even look to move together. I have my own place. He has his own place, and we don't discuss money.
Okay, now. Okay, y'all ready for the next?
We don't discuss money. I just don't. Future goals. You discuss future goals, but I don't know.
And look at this. Money is usually
money is usually the fall of relationship. So that's why I said it just don't feel right to discuss.
That's
money.
Me right there, Devon.
Yeah, that was a perfect, Devon. That was perfect what you just said, because I just like what I'm experiencing right now is I have my own home, right? And he has his own home, and I don't know, he lives maybe about 5 or 10 minutes away from me, and he gave me a key to his home, and that's because he leaves a lot, he travels a lot. But when I am at his house sometime, he's not even there. He's he travels from different states working. He leaves for like 2-3 months at a time. And I will go to his house, and this is almost like a vacation for me. But when I go to his house, I purchase things. Like I buy tissue, I buy food, I buy, I buy stuff for the household. I buy soap, I buy because I'm there. I'm using it and I leave it there. You know what I'm saying? So when he does come home, that stuff is there. I mean, that's just out of respect. You know what I mean? I empty the garbage out, and so when he comes home, you know what I'm saying? And that's about as far as the money portion of it goes. Like, I prefer for us to have our separate homes.
Okay.
Living together has to be really like right there. We are about to get married next year. Kind of thing.
Okay. Now, Ebony says, living together also puts your assets at risk, especially when you combine your finances when living together. Well, y'all got
I hear
quiet.
crickets. Was that crickets?
No, y'all
was
got
that crickets?
I actually agree with her. I agree with her. I agree with her 1,000%. That puts
I've never combined. I've never even experienced. I've never combined my finances with anybody. I don't even know what that's like. Teach me.
Jelly said yes. The key to you, Joe. She's saying yes to the key of you having the key. So, and yes, true that, Ebony. You combine your finances when you're married. Yes. I think, well, that's another show. That might be next week, but I think it ought to be 3 separate accounts.
And it's weird to me. This is what's weird to me. 3 separate accounts. So I can agree with that. You do a joint something, let him have his and let me have. But it's weird to me how this conversation is going is really interesting to me, because I thought it was going to be more discussing sex versus finances. To be honest, we talking about money. I was thinking about, look, hey.
They'll run us off the internet. Okay, the last pro, y'all.
Go ahead.
The stress of getting married can be eased. The stresses, rather, that's plural, of getting married can be eased.
How so? I mean, I ain't never been married.
How's that? I haven't either.
Yeah,
I wonder how it can be eased. I mean, what's the prime definition of easing the stress? That's what we're trying to.
Where did all these pros and cons come from? I'm just curious. Where did they come from?
I have to find it. I had them ready
or something, or
no? It was from my article.
Oh, I thought it was some.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna put it in the when I edit the videos, I'm gonna put it in the credit section. So I just do that so people can look it up as a reference.
The pros and cons sound like we dealing with a person that's stressed out anyway.
Okay.
Like they causing too much difficulty. They overanalyzing stuff that ain't even, you know what I'm saying? That ain't even I just can we get along? Why we have to talk about money?
you have to ask that question like Rodney King. Can we all get along?
Yeah, I mean that person sound like they kind of like, you know, they nervous because they broke, or they nervous because they got too much money, or they nervous because they, you know.
No.
Give me some cons and pros that got passion in it, some kind of, you know, intimacy, but I get kicked off the stage.
So y'all saying no to combining money to live together, but yes to a combined finances on a vacation.
Hashtag got it.
And
what she mean? Like when you go on a vacation, y'all split the
split the tab.
I mean, I always do that anyway.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, we can go to the movies. I'm gonna be like, I pay for mine. And they usually pick it up, but I'm still offer.
Yeah. Keena says, on what you allow to happen in the planning of the wedding would stress you out. I can imagine that right there. That's a good statement right there. Angela said,
some people are stressed out by that. See, I've given a lot of different functions, you know, functions at New Year's, different stuff like that, and it really the planning doesn't stress me out. So it just, to me, it just sounds like whoever this is anything is stressed them out. Which tissue do we buy, honey? They stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
which ground beef? Which store do we go to, honey? Where do we eat tonight, honey? Everything stresses them out. I'm not that person, so
I would feel more stressed to get married, especially if I'm abstaining, but living with the person. Okay. Ebony says vacations can be taken without combining finances. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, we got to get the con though. Let's get this con right quick. You can lose relationships with disapproving friends or family.
What?
What
they got to do with anything?
You lose relationship with disapproving friends or
what they mean, but you can lose relationships with disapproving friends or family. I don't include other people in my, but I, you know, relationships. I don't understand that. If in the past, when I've lost relationships, it was it had nothing to do with friends or family. I can't say that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, like Josette says, I don't think the friends or the family part would be disapproving right there, unless they have a legitimate reason for that particular person to say that it's not the perfect match for you. And the top things off, there's got to be a logical reason as to why you lost the relationship, or because of, you know, what this person did from A, B, and C on only an infidelity type scale here. So there's got to be some logical reasons as to why relationships fail, without the receipts, I should say.
She said, "Keep those heathens out of your relationship." Yeah,
I done that. Keita. I already done that before.
Yeah, you can't. But you know, what my kids feel is important. But even for them, they were trying, because I just recently had my daughter say to me, well, I was just messing with you at first. I just wanted to bother you about it first. But now that I see that y'all serious, I'm okay with it. And I'm like, oh, so you was just trying to push buttons. But so what my kid's opinion is important, but other people like my mom, she could go. I mean, and my sisters, no. But the whole financial aspect of it, you will definitely learn a person trying to figure out. I don't know, y'all stressing the whole thing too much. Just let it flow. Good Lord, let it flow. Y'all gonna start arguing over tithes and offerings.
Oh man,
how y'all gonna get a wedding together and you can't even decide on what you trying to ask him how much tithes you gonna pay, how much offering you gonna pay? Man, come on, man, throw it in the basket and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is interesting, but when I edit this video, I'm gonna put the link of the article in the description so y'all can go back and click on it, and you make your own choices and decisions right there. And Tia says, real friends will stick with you even if they have questions about your relationship. They know that the friendship will likely last way longer than the relationship, or love you regardless. And that's good right there. And that's a good way to end this right here. Folks, we out of time.
Marcus, thank you. I hope you come back at that. Thank you so much for joining. That was cool. You're an amazing person. I could tell from your character and personality. Thumbs up to you, my brother.
Yeah, and he's about to do the announcements. So we'll take it, Mr. Marcus Wilbanks.
Well, coming up next, everybody, Mr. Michael Walker will put up the Zoom link for the SBCC after party. You know he does this every Tuesday night after Tuesday Talk, coming up at some point, maybe around 10:30-ish, as he will put up the link in the group page, and you can join us from there. Also coming up every Saturday night, you know we have it. It's the Saturday Night Social, where we're talking about anything and everything there is on anybody's mind. And of course, maybe, just maybe, we'll play a little trivia game as well. And of course, after the Saturday Night Social, we're going to do it all over again. It is that time, Tuesday Talk, next week. So join us. Please join us on Facebook and YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to this guy right there, the handsome brother in that beautiful Prince purple shirt right up there, Mr. Michael Walker, on Facebook and on YouTube. SBC, Mike Walker SBC on YouTube, and Single Black Christians and Single Black Christian Connections. Please feel free to join us, and make sure you always like, subscribe, and share the page every single week. I make that clear?
You must be an announcer. I like y'all two together. Y'all work well together.
Oh, wow.
You've been practicing all week. Oh, my goodness.
Well, me and Marcus,
it's the veteran sense. It's the veteran sense up there.
Yeah.
I just act like I've been there. Act like you've been there, y'all. Act like you've been there, y'all.
Yeah, we worked together a long time. So thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Josette. Love you. Thank you. From Marcus, you on point with me. Thank you all for being there. Thank you all for y'all support. Thank you all for everything that you do. I appreciate y'all prayers and everything. Thank you so much. So if nothing else, we'll see you in about 1/2 hour.
Yes, sir.
Bye, y'all.
Something is wrong. Wasn't the words of my song, but I'm too tired now. What did I say to make you act this way? But I'm too tired now. I came along, I had to have some fun, but I'm tired now. You like to hurt me. You like to hurt me. Yes, you do. You like to hurt me. closer, but I'm too tired now. I don't know what to do, but I know I was good to you. But I'm too tired now.